All right, let's get to our Tyler. Let's get to our picks for the week. And we've been hot. We could probably charge for this segment. We're not going to because we appreciate people tuning in.
We're not going to because the minute that we do, we're going to go 2-14 over the course of 3 weeks or something.
That's part of it too. But we have been good. I had a slow start. I've been money on the Eagles all year long. But I had a slow start with the rest of the NFL. Not the case. 3-1 total last week. I nailed 2 of my 3 NFL picks. So here's what I have this week. The Ravens on the road, 3-point favorites at the Chargers. Chargers are being talked about as being one of the better teams in the NFC. Why the hell are they underdogs at home? Well, it's because they don't have a great home field. And the Ravens kind of need this one, right? They fell to the Steelers last week, and you get another loss, another conference loss. You know, you're talking about another MVP for Lamar Jackson. You're talking about playoff positioning and maybe even risking something with the playoffs. This is a response game for Baltimore and for Lamar Jackson. I expect the Ravens to win a comfortable game. I'll take them -3. All right, Commanders and the Cowboys. Tyler had said this last week. He's going to roll betting against the Cowboys until he's not going to roll betting against the Cowboys. I'm jumping on that bandwagon, and I'm taking the Commanders -10.5 at home. Washington has not looked good offensively in the last couple weeks. There's been some adjustments made around the NFL. There's been like the quarterback's been banged up a little bit. I expect this is kind of the get right week for Washington, and Jayden Daniels gets back to looking like he did pre-injury. So I'll take, and the Cowboys are done. They know they're done. They know their coach is done. You saw that when you watched them play on Monday night. Their quarterback is bad. I'll take the Commanders -10.5 over the Cowboys. And the Chiefs against the Panthers. There's a lot of games this week that I looked at and I considered. And the Chiefs ended up being the team that I picked. 10.5-point road favorites over the Panthers. Pretty bold to take 2 double-digit point games, especially this one on the road. But I'm going to take the Chiefs. Offense hasn't been great. Mahomes hasn't been great. This defense is tremendous. And Bryce Young stinks. So they've made some strides in Carolina, I guess. They've won a couple of games, but I'll take the Chiefs -10.5 over the Panthers. As you can look at my record, yes, while I am under 500 when it comes to the NFL, I am 7 games over 500 when it comes to my Eagles. And that Eagles record's not head-to-head. That's against the spread. So I am over 500 as we turn to Tyler Zoo. Is that 24-20? Am I 4 games over 500?
You are 4 games over 500 officially.
Don't let me get hot.
You will be. One of the two of us will pick up our 3rd loss with the Eagles this year because you're 9-2. Of course, I missed a couple of weeks with being out, but I am 6-2 against with the Eagles this year. Here are my 3 picks.
18-9. Wow, man.
You mentioned bringing up the Lions or the Cowboys and riding the negativity of the Cowboys until that trend resets itself. Well, the positivity of the Lions continues to roll for me. I am going to take the Lions on the road -7.5. They head to Indianapolis. Indianapolis played probably its best game of the season last week. It's been a weird year. Anthony Richardson starts. He gets hurt. Flacco, Richardson. It's been a very weird season.
You know what? That whole thing was weird. You're right.
Very weird.
Yeah.
The Lions have scored 50 or more points twice in the last 4 weeks. They've also covered this exact line or better 4 of the last 6 times they've done it at 7.5 or greater. The Colts give up the 5th most passing yards on the year. They give up the 3rd most rushing yards on the season as well. This is a team that gives up a lot of yards, and I don't know if we know this or not, but the Lions are a team that picks up a lot of yards. Obviously, being facetious, we all know how good the Lions are. I'm going to take the Lions to continue to roll to win their 9th consecutive game and to do it pretty convincing fashion. I'm going to take Detroit -7.5. I'm also going to take a -7 Houston Texans over the Tennessee Titans. Now, Tennessee actually has one of the better defenses in the NFL this year. They've been much better than their record indicates because their offense hasn't been ever able to get out of its own way. Now, this is a strange line for me, John, because the Texans this year have won games against the Colts by 2, the Bears by 6, the Jags by 4, the Bills by 3. They've lost a game to the Packers by 2. They beat the Colts once again by 3, and then they lose to the Lions by 3. This is a team that doesn't really blow teams out until last weekend when they played a really bad Cowboys team and won 34-10. If this game stays in the low 20s for Houston, I could definitely see Tennessee covering this line even if they don't win. If Houston gets into the mid or high 20s in this game, there is zero chance that the Titans, who have scored 20 or more points just once since the calendar flipped to October, find a way to cover this game. If this game gets to 27 or 30 points for Houston, they're going to cover this one easily. I'm going to take the Texans at -7. This last one might as well be a pick 'em, but Bet Parks has given me a 0.5 point. It's funny, actually, the Cardinals are the favorite team on the money line, even though they're getting a 0.5 point. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but they're -108 on the money line, and the Seahawks are -113. This is a toss-up game. I'm going to take Kyler Murray. I'm going to take the rested team. The Seahawks had a pretty emotional win last week to beat the 49ers and get back to 500. I just like this Cardinals team a little bit more to stay on top of the NFC West. You call it plus or minus a 0.5 point. You call it a pick 'em, whatever you want to say. I'm going to take the Cardinals to win this game outright, regardless of what the line is. I like Arizona in this one.